ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यप्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we will look into Bhakti Rasamṛta Sindhu today. So just to give an overview where we were, mm, we are reading Bhakti Rasamṛta Sindhu, which is divided into four parts. It's eastern, southern, western, and northern sections. And within each section, you have multiple chapters called waves. In the first section, we are reading, and we are reading the second chapter, Sadhana Bhakti. And within Sadhana Bhakti, we are going through the list of angas of bhakti or devotional practices that you can do. And there are 64 angas listed by Rupa Goswami, though there are so many angas listed in Hari Bhakti Vilas. He is giving only a summary or selected a few of them. And and within that, we have completed until 35th Anga. Now we will be looking from 36th Anga. There are 64 Angas and we have completed 35. We are going to look at 36th Anga onwards. Atha Sthava Pataha. Stava Pata. Stava Pata. Stava means glorification of the Lord in the form of verses generally, and you recite that in front of the Lord. Here Rupa Goswami says, Prokta Manishibihi Gita Stava Rajadayah Stavaha. So the wise say that the stavas are works like Gita, Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is also a stava. And Stavaraj, there is something called Stavaraj, which is mentioned in Gautamiya Tantra. We don't know that here. We don't have it here. So that is present. So all these works which are glorifying Krishna, those are called stava, especially in the form of verses. So if you look at Jiva Goswami's commentary, he says, Gitayaha stavatvam bhagavat mahimakatvat, mahimatmakatvat. That Gita is also a stava because it contains the glories of the Lord. Krishna describes his own glories in various chapters. Okay, so we can recite the Gita also. That is also called Stavapata. Next verse. Yata skande Shri Krishna Stava Ratna Augairiyesham Jivatu Alankrita Namasya Munisiddhanam Mandaniyaha Divaukasam. So this is a quotation from Skanda Purana, which says that one who decorates their tongue with lots of stavas, which are like jewels. What stavas? Krishna stavas, which glorify Krishna. Those verses are those works which glorify Krishna. One who recites that, basically, one who decorates their tongue with that. They are worshipable by the perfected sages. Muni Siddhanam Namasyaha. The Muni Siddhas, the perfected sages, can offer them respects. These people become eligible to be offered respects by perfected sages. And Divaukasa, that is the the demigods who are living in the heaven, the heavenly residents. So these people become worshipable by even the heavenly residents also. Narasimhe cha stotraihi stavascha devagre yaha stauti madhusudanam sarvapapa vinirmuktaha vishnulokam avapnuyad. So one who recites stotra and stava in front of the Lord, in front of the deity. You go to the temple and you recite stotra or stava in front of him. And glory, which glorify Madhusudana, Krishna. That person becomes free from all the sins. Sarva papa vinirmuktaha. And Vishnu lokam avapnuyat. He attains the abode of Vishnu also. So you go to Vaikuntha. Not only you become free from all sins, you also go to Vaikuntha. So in the commentary, Jiva Goswami clarifies the difference between stotra and stava. There is generally no difference between stotra and stava, as both of them glorify the Lord and they are presented usually in the form of verses. However, there are some differences between them. So what is that? Stotra means that works which are already pre-written, like Bhagavad Gita and several other works which are not written by the person who is reciting. It is already written. So those are stotras. Stavas are personal compositions. You can yourself compose shlokas toward the Lord. So your own emotions you can put into. Whereas if you're reciting the stotras, that is previously written work, you are trying to emulate the bhava embedded in that stotra. Stava is what you compose yourself. However, previously it was mentioned here in this verse, Gita yaga stavatvam. Bhagavad Gita is also called stava. So stava is just those works which are composed by oneself. Then how come Gita is also mentioned as stava? Because we didn't compose that. So Jiva Goswami says that it is in general the stavas are composed by oneself. But in the case of Gita, if you recite that with taking sole refuge of the Lord, with intense devotion, then that is also stava. So by mentioning Bhagavad Gita in the stava, it is also mentioned that one should recite Bhagavad Gita with intense devotion to the Lord. Then it becomes a stava. Okay. So that is the intention here to mark Bhagavad Gita as stava. So when work is mentioned as stava, it has to be recited with intense devotion. Stava is usually personal composition. When you are doing personal composition, you put your heart into it and you write it and you offer it to the Lord. Similarly, when you are reciting Bhagavad Gita, you have to show that much intense devotion when you are writing verses yourself. And you take shelter of the Lord and then you recite it in front of the Lord. So that is Stotra and Stava. Stava Pataha, that is item number 6. Now item number 37. Atha Naivedya Aswadaha, tasting the remnants of the Lord, tasting the food that is offered to the Lord. Yatha Padme, from the Padma Purana it is mentioned, Naivedyamannam tulasi vimishram visheshataha padajalena siktam yaha ashnati nityam purataha murarehe prapnoti yajna ayuta koti punyam. So one who takes the naivedya or the offerings of the Lord, the food offered to the Lord, and then you put tulsi into it, and then you also pour the padya, the water that washed the foot of the Lord. You also sprinkle that naivedya, the remnants of the Lord. And then you eat that. And what do you get? You get the punya that is equivalent to performing 100 billion yagyas, sacrifices. Ayuta koti. Ayuta is 10,000. Koti is 10 million. So multiply that, you get 10 billion. So 10 billion yagyas, punya, as you get that much. There is one one part here which mentions that Murarehe purataha. Literally, it means that you eat the prasadam in front of the Lord. That is what the literal meaning is. Jiva Goswami says that meaning, eating in front of the Lord, is forbidden because one should not eat in front of the Lord. He says, Tadagrataha bhojana nishedat. Eating in front of the Lord is forbidden. So we have to take another meaning, which is Murarehe purataha. Because of grammar, Puram parityajya can become Purataha. Lyablope Panchami. There is a rule in Sanskrit. So the actual meaning is that you avoid the Pura or Antapura or the inner sanctum of the Lord where the deity is kept. You avoid that place, you come out, and then you go on the side and you eat, not in front of the Lord. You don't eat in front of the Lord. So this is what Jiva Goswami says. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur, however, takes a different position here. He says that eating the tambula, that is, what do you call? Betel leaves. So eating the betel leaves in front of the Lord is only forbidden. Bhagavad Agre tambulam, tambula charvanam eva nishiddham. Eating tambula, eating betel leaves in front of the Lord is only forbidden because it is a little bit royal food. You don't, when you put it in mouth, you don't eat that in front of respectable people, what to speak of the Lord. So that is only nishiddham, natu bhojana samanyam itingeyam. So you should understand that eating general food, that is general prasadam, is not forbidden. So this is Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's position. Two acharyas have different positions here, and you can follow whatever, you can follow one of them. So it's not a problem. The next one is item number 38, which is Padya Aswadaha, tasting the water that washed the foot of the Lord. That's called Padya. Yatha Tatra Eva, in the Padma Purana, same Padma Purana, it is mentioned. Nadanam na havihi yesham swadhyayaha na sura archanam te api pada udakam pitva prayanti paramam gatim. So a person who is born in this world, he has a lot of runa or debts to be fulfilled. You have born in a particular family, and so the particular family has given you this body and they have nourished you, right? So you are indebted to that entire lineage. So you perform Shraddha ceremony. You have to perform Shraddha ceremony. And the demigods are living in your body. They are making your senses work. They are providing all the natural facilities around us. So we are also indebted to the demigods. And the sages have given the Vedas, the knowledge for perfecting our lives. So we are indebted to them. Three. And then the fourth one is other human beings. You have to live in a society. And in a society means there is a give and take policy that others do something for you and you do something for them. The societal structure is established. You take the car and you go in the road. The road is built by the entire society together. So the society is giving you some facility. So you are indebted to other human beings and other living entities as well. Because, in the whole environmental thing, you can not eliminate any living entity. They are contributing their own share in the whole chain of living entities. So all of them need to be present. So because you are, by taking birth in this world, every human being is indebted to all of these people. So how do you fulfill your debts to them? So you have to perform something called a Nitya Karma. Daily you have to perform some karma, which is called a Panchamaha Yagya. You have to perform 5 yagyas. So one to the sages, one to the rishis, one to the forefathers, one to the other human beings, one to other living entities. However, here the verse says, Nadanam na havihi. So if you have not given charity, which is, you are performing, you have not performed or you have not fulfilled your debt for others. You have to give charity to others. You have not done that. Na havihi. Havi is the ghee that is offered in the sacrifice. You have not performed your sacrifice. Esham swadhyayaha na. So you have also not performed swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is study of the Vedas. So how do you fulfill the debts to sages? You study their work. The sages gave you the work and you study that. That is how you fulfill the debt toward the sages. But you have not done that also. You have not done swadhyaya. Daily you have to read the Vedas. Now, Sura Archanam, you have not worshipped the demigods also, because they are providing all the facilities you have not done. Te api, even if you have not done all of these things, still you can attain Paramam Gatim, the highest destination, not just any destination. You can attain the highest destination. How? Pada Udakam Pitva, just by sipping the water that washed the foot of the Lord. Padya, Pada Udakam, the foot water. By drinking that, you can attain the highest destination, even if you have not performed all these activities that satisfy the debts. Okay. Next one is Dhupa Malyadi Saurabhyam, that the fragrance or smelling the fragrance of Dhupa. The first one is Dhupa. Dhupa is incense. From Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya, it is mentioned. Agranam yat harehe datta dhupa uchishtasya sarvataha tad bhava vyala dashtanam nasyam karma vishapaham. So if you smell the fragrance of the incense that is offered to the Lord, do a full inhale of the fragrance. Fully, if you inhale that, what happens? That removes the poison by the biting of a snake called samsara. So the samsara, this repeated birth and death, is like a snake. It has bitten us, and the poison is within us. And that's why we are keep on taking birth after birth after birth. And to remove the poison, need a medicine. And medicine can be in different forms. There are some medicines which you just smell. There are some medicines you eat. Some medicines you just smell the steam. Huh? So this dhupa or the incense fragrance is like that. It's like that medicine which you have to smell. When you smell that, the poison goes away. And this smelling is actually the best activity you can do to your nose. How can you engage nose in the service of the Lord? By doing this. And what is the best activity you can do with your nose? By just to smell the fragrance of the incense. That is the best activity. Nasyam karma. Nasya is, here it is given. Okay, it's actually given in the dictionary. Nasya means nasikaya hetu hitam. That is, it is the best activity for your nose. Okay. Atha malya saurabhyam, smelling the garlands of the Lord. Yatha tantre, from a tantra. Pravishte nasika randre hareha nirmalya saurabhe sadhyaha vilayamayati papa panjara bandhanam. So when the fragrance of the garland of Lord offered to Lord Hari enters into your nostrils, at that time you are removed from the bondage of sins. The sins are like a cage that is holding us, and we get freed from that particular bondage immediately as soon as the smell enters our nose. Agastya Samhitayam cha, in the Agastya Samhita also it is mentioned. Agranam Gandha Pushpadehe Architasya Tapodana Vishuddhisya Tanantasya Granasya Abhidhiyate. O Tapodana, O person whose wealth is tapas. If you are a spiritualist, especially if you are a devotee, for a devotee, tapas means the knowledge of the Lord, knowing the Lord nicely. That is our tapas, or performing bhakti is our tapas. So, one whose wealth is tapas, it is being addressed to that person. What it says, Architasya Gandha Pushpadehe Agranam, smelling of the Gandha, scent offered to the Lord. We get in the morning time that we offer the scent to the nursing, and then we get the scent in our hand. So that, and Pushpa, the flowers offered to the Lord. When we smell them, we become purified. When the smelling of Gandha and Pushpa offered to the Lord happens, we get purified. The Granasya Vishuddhi, the Grana, especially the Grana Indriya, that is your nose, that gets purified. Next one, Atha Shri Murtehe Sparshanam, touching the deity of the Lord. Yatha Vishnu Dharmotare, from Vishnu Dharmotara. Sprishtva Vishnoho Adhishtanam Pavitraha Shraddhayanvitaha Papabandaihi Vinirmuktaha Sarvan Kaman Avapnuyat. So one who touches the Vishnu's Adhisthana is where Vishnu is located. Where he is located in the deity form for us. So one who touches the deity form with Shraddha, with faith, that person becomes free from all the bondages of sins, and he is a pure person, Pavitra. And whatever desires he has, Sarvan Kaman, all the desires get fulfilled. He attains all his desires. Jiva Goswami says that when the touching of the deity is mentioned, it is for those who have adhikar for touching the deity. In ISKCON, we have the standard that you have to take your second initiation, or the second phase of the initiation. Once that is complete, you will get a special mantra from the Guru. Using that mantra, you are eligible to touch the deity. You can go and worship the Lord. You can touch the deity. Not for everyone. Atha Shri Murtehe Darshanam. The 41st item is taking darshan of the deity form, Shri Murti, from Varaha Purana. Vrindavane tu Govindam ye pashanti vasandhare na te yamapuram yanti punyakritam gatim. So those who have taken, this is addressed to Earth, Mother Earth, Vasundhara. Vasundhara means one who possesses all the riches. The earth possesses all the riches. So it is being addressed by, I think, Varaha, because it is in Varaha Purana. So Varaha is speaking to Mother Earth. So he says that those who take darshan of Govinda in Vrindavan, Krishna, taking darshan of Krishna's deity form in Vrindavan, that person will never enter into Yamapura, the abode of Yamaraj. You don't need to go there. But where do they go? Punya Kritam Gatim. They go to the place where those who perform a lot of punyas go. Punya Kritam Gatim. Those who perform good activities throughout their life, they go to a place, or they attain a place, they attain a destination. So these people who take darshan of the Lord deity in Vrindavan, Govinda, they also attain that. So here, Jiva Goswami says, so until now, Rupa Goswami was speaking in general about the deity, Vishnu deity, Krishna deity. He didn't specifically mention, like specifically say, okay, you have to do for this deity or whatever it is. But here he actually mentions Govinda deity. Huh? So he says, why does he do that? Why does he say Krishna in Vrindavan? Very specific. So he says his bhakti suddenly attained a very higher stage. He got possessed by bhakti. And because he gets possessed by bhakti and it's just going up and then manifests, he couldn't control it. Immediately he writes about his own deity form. So it is a special deity, not any Vishnu deity. It is a special Govinda in Vrindavan. So because of ecstasy, Rupa Goswami has given this verse. Now here, Punya Kritam Gatim. So what is the destination of these people who perform all punyas? He quotes Bhagavatam 126, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Rajokshaje Haituhi Apratigata Yayatma Suprasidati. So the Pumsa's Paradharma is performing bhakti to Adokshaja. So that is the destination of those who perform all good karmas. What they want to ultimately attain, they want to attain bhakti. And that is why they should perform their good activities. So those who take darshan of Govinda in Vrindavan, they will attain bhakti. Bhakti, which includes starting from sadhana bhakti to prema bhakti. But here he specifically says, Bhakti Akya Parama Purushartha Siddhim. That Parama Purushartha is the fifth Purushartha, which is prema, the highest stage. You'll attain prema. Not just you'll go to Swargaloka. We should not think that, oh, the destination of all the performers of Punya is actually Swargaloka and he is hinting that I'll go to Swargaloka. No, you will attain prema. That is the highest destination that the performers of Punya can attain. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives another explanation. He says that Punya Kritam Gatim, the destination of Punya Krita, those who have done pious activities, is just mentioned, not just here, in many places it is mentioned. The reason is that most of the people in this world are Bahirmukha. They have this tendency of facing away from the Lord. They want to enjoy in this material world. And to just attract them, it has been mentioned like that. Otherwise, the main fruit is rati or prema for the Lord. Because the author, Grantha Krit, the author himself, that is Rupa Goswami himself, will later say that the main fruit is bhakti. The other things are just to attract the people. Okay, so we'll continue from item 42 from next week. That is Aratrika Darshanam, taking darshan of Aratrika. Thank you, devotees, for joining. Any questions, comments, thoughts you have?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare
Thank,
Krishna.
thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much for the explanations. I really liked it. Thank you, Prabhu. I don't have any questions as of now, but I really liked it. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna Prabhuji, I have a question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
In seeing the deities, it is given that any person who goes to Vrindavana and sees the deity, God, Govinda Deva. I'm sorry, 1 second. So a person who goes to Vrindavana only can, by seeing the deity Govinda Deva, one can free from the courthouse of Yamaraja and allowed to enter into the kingdom of God. But actually, how about if a person is not able to go to Vrindavan seeing Govinda Deva, how about seeing Krishna in ISKCON temples?
Yes, you can. You can take darshan of any Vishnu forms. You will get still the same result. But here he has specifically mentioned Govinda in Vrindavan because his ecstasy has gone up. And because of too much ecstasy, he couldn't control himself. He just wrote Vrindavan Govinda. Basically, that verse he has brought it from Purana. But in other places that is mentioned, those who even smell the garland offered to Vishnu, they get freed from all the sins, which means if you're freed from the sins, you don't go to Yamaroka. So that is there. Because he went into ecstasy, he quoted this verse from Varaha Purana.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya.
Prabhuji Krishna. Aditanam Pavani Vishnu. Slip